Yeah, what can I do for you, Rod? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Yeah. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy, I'm illy. I've been on the come up, counting money till my thumbs hurt. No Birdman, bitch, but I'm a stunner. Just watch how you run up. I keep a couple gunners, I've been grinding all winter just to flex all over summer shit. Wrist cold when I fall through, rose go to my arm, boo. In and out of my city, but come whenever I call you. Who gon' love me more than when I'm stacking out on tour? Them hoes that made it past security, they knocking on my door. You gon' be there when they gone. Show my love by getting more. Hustle so you ain't alone. You won't leave me, that's for sure. I'm talking Benjis, Franklin's, all these hundos on my floor. I just broke a couple bands, believe me, I've been going hard. I'm tipping bottle after bottle, swerving model after model. Who won't cash? That's the motto. Spend it like I hit the lotto. Yeah, I'm loving my life. I know that I ain't shit without you. Actions speak louder than words. They broke cause they just talk about you, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy, I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, get respect, mama out of debt. Got a new connect, we the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house, you mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy, fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow, bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the set, bitch, I'm blessed, sippin' next. So for the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You when I'm in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I be back, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy, I'm illy.
Yay! What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? What is popping? Welcome to the Alphabets Football Show. I'm your host, Marcus the Alphabets, where we take you in about a hour and 40-minute journey to discuss our favorite sport in the whole wide world. But first things first, I'd like to introduce my lovely co-host. I call her Miss Bruce Willis because she's diehard. Mona, what's good?
Not a lot. Glad to be back on Friday night.
For sure. I was about to have to send out I was about to put a APB out for you last week. I was wondering what was good with you last week. Missed you last week. I did this. I'm just very happy to have you back. Yeah, I do coffee talk and stuff, but I like Friday nights where I can chop it up and talk football with my co-hosts and get her opinions on things. So it's really good to have you back. You feeling better tonight?
I am. I want to tell everybody thank you for the messages, the get wells and prayers and whatever. I appreciate it. I kind of had a little bit of an infection after my surgery and Plus, I had a really bad stomach virus that has went through my whole family now. So,
Well, it's good to get the stomach bug out the way, especially with Thanksgiving being next week. You don't want to be having no. I need my turkey. It ain't no good whenever you can't. You got a stomach virus with turkey and the ham. Do you do turkey and ham, or you just do turkey?
I just do turkey on Thanksgiving, and for Christmas I do ham. Now,
Okay.
Easter sometimes, on Easter, I will do both. But nobody makes stuffing like I make stuffing. Nobody. Everybody loves my stuffing.
Now, do you make bread? Do you make bread stuffing, or do you make cornbread dressing?
I do not like cornbread dressing.
You don't like cornbread dressing? Okay. Okay.
I like bread stuffing, and I stuff my bird, and I stuff it so full that it's got it hanging out. Looks like it's, shitting out my stuffing.
That's what's up.
I also have a pan of stuffing because I make enough to where I have to have a pan too. So.
Okay, that's what's up. Look, we are less than a week. We're 6 days away from Thanksgiving. A lot of stuff going on though, but glad to have you back, Mona. We got a few things to discuss. There's some noticeable stuff and some late breaking news that we just had that would kind of shock me. But
didn't me.
If you love football, like and share the show. I know it's tough sometime on Friday nights, and watch the show later on. But we're gonna still put this information out, and hop up in there, hop up in there, and grab you a drink, and let's chop it up for a little bit. So, let's go over these scores real quick. Look, Mona, the Patriots are for real. Drake May is for real.
Yep.
And
the defense is starting to solidify themselves into the NFL. Under Belichick, they always had a strong defense. Once you let somebody go, your offense started going all to hell, basically. But let's just keep it a buck. Nobody thought Tom Brady would be who he turned it out to be for the Patriots. He was a nice surprise in a late round. Can we agree with that? And Tom,
no doubt about it.
Was it Belichick or was it Tom Brady? I think that we clearly know the answer to that. It was Tom Brady. That being said, Belichick always had a strong defense. But I think
he was a defensive mind, and I think that's what allowed him. The relationship worked because Tom Brady, once he got to a certain point, he was basically your offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
kind of like the way your guy Big Ben Roethlisberger was. They would send guys through there, but Ben basically handled everything on the offense. Whoever the offensive coordinator was, whoever the quarterback's coach was, I'm going to run this offense over here. And it gives your coach a lot of freedom to focus really kind of on one side of the ball, because I don't have my quarterback's a future Hall of Famer. I don't have to really say anything because he already knows what to do. Right. That allowed. But once he lost, like what you just said, once he lost Brady, now you're bringing in Mac Jones.
And of course, Gronk left too.
Who's that now?
Gronk. He left as well.
Gronk left. Some of the guys that really. Yeah. So
Mac Jones did not stand a chance in New England because we know that Bill Belichick cannot draft wide receivers.
At all. At all. And to be perfectly honest with you, he can't really draft offensive players, period. When you look at their skill position players, wide receiver, running back, they didn't really have a running back. They had to go out before and go get a guy like Corey Dillon. They never really had like an all-world running back either. So
the big stars on that offense were brought in from other teams.
Offensively, yes.
For Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Keep it a buck. They brought him in. Tom says, I want this person. I want Randy Moss. I want this person. I want Antonio Brown, which we know that blew up in their face. But anyway.
Yeah.
My
now
now you got Vrabel, and Vrabel is a hell of a head coach.
And he's a Belichick disciple. He's a Belichick disciple. They brought back Josh McDaniels, who was Brady's offensive coordinator. So they're running a lot of the same stuff. And I think that Drake May is more of a elite prospect. And you're starting to see that he's getting better and better every week. Right now, according to Vegas, Mona, he's number 2 in the MVP race behind Matthew Stafford when it comes to quarterback. So he's very efficient. I don't think he's had a 300-yard passing game this year. He that's just not what he does. He's gonna throw for about 225 to 250. He's gonna throw for about 70+% completion.
I think there's another quarterback who's back into the game now, who towards the end of the season you may see his name up there in the MVP conversation, and that's Lamar Jackson again.
If he can stay healthy, if he can stay, and if he turns it around, because they started off really bad. Now it depends on how they finish, but yes, definitely. But the Patriots are for real. They are for real. They're for real. And looking at the Jets,
but I will say that the Jets are a gutted football team right now.
They are. Sauce is gone. Quentin Williams is gone. And they're really kind of. I think the Justin Fields experiment. I think that's going to be over, and it's just sad because I really like the kid. Mona, I'm going to be honest with you. I think his heart was broken last year.
Oh, my heart was broken last year. Come on. Yeah. So, and the way they took him out and put Russ Wilson in, and by, I would say, week 13, Russ Wilson was done. Let's just keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Russell Wilson was done by week 13, and to me, when we lost those 5 games in a row, they should have put him back in. But I feel like they crushed his heart.
No doubt about it.
Bring him back, and they didn't bring Russell Wilson back, and they brought Aaron Rodgers, who I did not want. I love Aaron Rodgers. You know this. Love the man. Love seeing him every Sunday in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. I could think of other places I'd love to see him at. But that being said, I did not. I wanted him. I wanted Fields. The offense played better under Fields, in my opinion. They wanted to play for Fields. They played better. I'm not going to lie. I think they played better for Mason Rudolph than they did for Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson is a better thrower of the football, but I think by the time week 13 hit, he was exhausted. His age is showing him, look, dude, here's the door. Your wife's getting ready to have another baby. You need to go home and be a full-time dad. You've made your millions.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And I think with the Jets, look, over the next 2 years, Mona, they have 5 first-round draft picks. They got 2 next year, and they have 3 first-round picks in 2027. I think this is here. They're just kind of playing out the season, and they're kind of like in a rebuild. So the Patriots are for real. So we got to start really, focusing on them, and we're, and their main competition, who's been running that, which we'll talk about a little bit here. So, look, the Packers are they're, I don't know.
I still feel like, and I feel like they're going to win the division this year, but I still think they're maybe a couple of years away from making a run of something tough.
And the thing is, they got to go forward, because right now you have a $55 million a year quarterback in Jordan Love, who shouldn't have ever gotten $55 million, but that's neither here nor there. And then you have the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Oh,
you're talking about the Packers. I thought you said Patriots.
No, we just talked about the Patriots, the Giants, Packers here. The Packers they're just a weird group. Like they should have crushed the Giants. They should have crushed the Giants.
I don't feel that Dable should have been fired. I think losing your number one receiver, granted, I know neighbors, but then you lost your running back with Scadaboo, which we had talked about. We didn't think we wondered how long it would take before he was hurt and out for the season. Now that he is, but I think they have their franchise quarterback. I really like the kid.
I like Dart. I really like. I like Dart too.
You ain't got nobody to throw the ball to, and you ain't got nobody to hand the ball off to. How do you fire your head coach?
Well, I think it was just a culmination. But I'll tell you what. Whoever the next head coach is, during the interview process, you know what the number one question is going to be, right? When they're interviewing them, can you help this kid? Because Jackson Dart, he's going to be our guy going forward. Now, this kid, now we got to start talking about this. Now, there's a certain quarterback down in Miami that we have concerns with concussions.
Tua.
Jackson Dart has had 3 or 4 concussions. And we got to start talking about that because that's something there. Look, you're a rookie and you're already starting to have concussions like that. Concussions don't get better. Concussions don't get like, oh, well, you know, I'm 28 now. I don't get concussions. Concussions get worse. Every time you get one, they get worse and worse and worse. You're 23 years old and you already got 3 or 4 concussions. That's not a good way to start off your career. So we'll be watching him. The Atlanta Falcons, they've been one of the biggest disappointments of this season, in my opinion. With everything they've had there. Now, look, Penix is out. And we're starting to see now with him, with the knee injuries, he's had his 5th torn ACL. 5th. And it's been weird down there because you went out and you went and got Kirk Cousins. He left the Vikings, came down there, I think a 4 years, 160. Then you bench him and draft Penix with the number 8 pick, and now look, we're near the end of the season and you tear your ACL. So this is an injury that's going to roll over into next season.
Right. Jacob, we are an NFL football podcast. We talk about the NFL and football, and we recap scores from the week before, and we give our predictions for the upcoming games this weekend. That's what this is about.
No doubt about it. So, look, I don't know what the Falcons are going to do. I don't know what their path is going forward, but they got some decisions to make. Now, Drake London, he might be out for the year. You got Bijan Robinson coming up who you got to pay. You got Kyle Pitts coming up who you got to pay. Oh, and here's the bad part, Mona. They moved back into the first round this past draft in April. And right now, Mona,
I see them right now, Dwayne. He asked if we could see his comments. Oh, maybe I forgot to turn the show comments. Sorry about that.
Okay. I was like, I can see it over. But the bad news for the Falcons, Mona, is right now they gave up their first round pick for next year. And you know who has their first round pick? The Rams. Right now, as it stands, the Rams would have the number 8 pick in the draft. This is what happens when you give up your first round pick and why people are so protective of that first round pick. The Rams may be in the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl, and they have the Atlanta Falcons first round pick for next year, which right now, as of today, would be the number 8 pick. That's scary. That's very scary. So we'll see what happens with that. The Chargers get destroyed. We talk about injuries, and I think we're starting to see this here with the Chargers. You lose Rashawn Slater. He's the highest paid left tackle in the game. You lose Joe Alt a couple of weeks ago. You lose Omarion Hampton, who's your starter. You lose Najee Harris, who's your backup. And after a while, you just start running out of bodies. And I hear all these people talking crap about Justin Herbert. Oh, he sucks. when you lose both of your tackles and both of your starting running backs, it makes life difficult. And they started off hot. You see the way they started off. And this is the reason why, Mona, I tell people at the beginning of the season, when you start off 2-0 and you start off 3-0 and you're jumping and you're doing backflips and you're talking about you're going to the Super Bowl and all of this, football is a marathon. It is a marathon. There are no awards for starting off 2-0 or 3-0 or 4-0 or 5-0 or 10-0. Well, your Steelers did that one year. They started off and then they lost a whole bunch of games. It's about playing your best football towards the end of the season. That's what you really want to be doing. So I don't know what's
going to have injuries. If you're going to have injuries, you hope to have them in the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and them not be season ending.
And that's where they're at right now. Your Steelers, they get their revenge back on the Bengals in a very that first game. And it was nice for me to see that your Steelers saw some of the things that they were getting hurt with in the first game, and they made adjustments. And look,
one of them was Ramsey to strong safety.
Moving Ramsey to safety and just moving him to safety and just some of the things that you're doing on the defense and the offensive side of the ball, incorporating Darnell Washington more in the offense. I really like him. You know, he's basically like a fifth he's like a fifth offensive lineman over there. The guy's 311 pounds. He came out on a podcast this past week, and they have him listed as like 260, 270. He goes, I got on the scale the other day. I was 311. And the way he moves, he runs a 4.6. He runs a 4.6 at 311 pounds. So, and
he stiff arms and runs over people.
That run that he made, when he gets the ball in his hand, he turns upfield. There is nobody that wants to see that heading towards him. Now, I don't know if we'll talk about, I don't know if we have a slide for this. Now, there was an unfortunate incident. I talked about it on Coffee Talk. I wanted to get we talked about it, but I want to get you on wax.
The Ramsey.
Yes, I want to get you on wax here. Okay, sounds good. We'll get to that then. Rams, they defeat the Seahawks in an NFC West battle. Look, the Rams are for real. Like I just told you all, even with that, with the success that they're having right now as it stands today, and it changes every week, they would have the number 8 pick in the draft. They would have the Falcons pick.
Yeah.
The Ravens, the Ravens started off kind of slow.
Hey, dog,
they started off kind of slow, but Lamar's getting healthier, and they're starting to make a little run over there. And I think in the end, it's going to be a dogfight between
and people talk about, wow, how did the Browns almost win this game? It's division rivals. Listen, I don't care how bad a team is. Just like we saw the Miami Dolphins kick the shit out of the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. And nobody really thought they were going to. I know I didn't. I gave up taking Miami in games. Yeah. I gave up taking the Atlanta Falcons in games.
Yeah.
So, but when you are playing AFC North division rival football, anything can and will happen.
Well, I think that's all divisions. I think that's any like you just said, Miami Dolphins. No one had the Miami Dolphins beating the piss out of the Bills. They ran up and down the field. When it's a division game, just throw all of the. The
first thing I look for now, when the Buffalo Bills are playing somebody, I look to see who the running backs are.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And also, we got to look at too. Myles Garrett is on a historic pace as of right now, as of today.
Well, maybe it'll set him up from whining about playing for a losing football team because it was all about the money for you, buddy.
Yeah. And by the way, you're still not going to win any games, but congratulations. You may break the single season sack record. He was one or two off from he was one or two.
There's
Well,
no way.
he's at 15 right. He's at 15 right now with 15 with what 5 games left to go. He's had a game with he's had a game with 5 sacks and a game with 4 sacks. He got 9 sacks in 2 weeks. It is very possible that he breaks that record, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's still a lot of football left to play. The Dolphins, they win again. Mike McDaniel, he wins another game and saves his job. With all of the players that they got rid of, getting rid of Jalen Phillips and Tyreek Hill getting hurt, and it seems to be a little bit that they're playing a little bit better now that they got rid of some players. I don't know if it's enough to save Mike McDaniel's job, but they're playing good ball right now. The Texans, they get a win.
That does not mean I'm taking the Miami Dolphins.
No. No. The Texans, they win over the Titans. Look, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the game last night. The Texans defense.
When we get to that slide, we will talk about that.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you, them barely beating Tennessee Titans is the reason why plus I didn't realize how many players were missing in Buffalo. But
and that's a division game too.
That's why I took Buffalo. I took Buffalo. I thought Buffalo would just run over top of them. I really did, especially with the game that Josh Allen had the week before. 6
touchdowns, no doubt about it. And look, and that's another divisional game. AFC South game. Titans, Texans. They're in the AFC South together. Bears get the win over the Vikings. Look, just like I don't want to hear from Myles Garrett or Max Crosby, I don't want to hear from Justin Jefferson because you had an opportunity to get up out of there. You at the time, you were the second highest paid wide receiver behind your buddy, your LSU buddy, Jamar Chase.
Yep. And
you're slamming your helmet over on the sideline because J.J. McCarthy, who's basically a rookie, technically this is his second year because he was a rookie last year, but he didn't play last year because of the ACL. All of y'all players out there, before you sign these long-term extensions, my advice would be to you, when your agent is up there, and I said this on Coffee Talk, go get as much money as you can. The reason your agent is so adamant about you making so much money, you want to know why, Mona? Because
because they want their cut.
Yeah, their commission. So they're like, go get as much money as possible. And you're stuck on a team with J.J. McCarthy.
Dalton, I agree. Vikings should have kept Sam Darnold. Thank you.
Yes. So there it
all
is.
At that point, all they would have had to done is solidify the offensive line a little more, gave him a little bit better protection.
Yep.
But look, Sam Darnold's doing well in Seattle. Seattle, right?
He's in Seattle, yeah.
He's doing well up there. And he's got him some weapons, and he's got him some protection. And soon, I think he's going to be making some pretty damn good money.
He got to but he's got Sam Darnold's got to play well because they got your boy from Alabama sitting behind him. And the first time that Sam Darnold starts having some bad games, what's the boy who was the kid from Alabama last year, quarterback? Joe Milton or Joe?
Milton.
Was it Milton?
Milton, yeah, Milton.
I can't think. He was from Alabama. His name escaped because I think, or do we have Joe Milton? Anyway, the quarterback from Alabama last year, he's the backup in Seattle right now. And the first time that Sam Darnold starts regressing, this kid,
Jalen
Milroe. Milton's the backup for the Cowboys, Milroe. But he's been compared to a Cam Newton type quarterback, a dual threat, big guy who can run. He's just sitting back there. Sam Darnold starts faltering off, and
that's all Milroe can do is run the ball.
But the good thing for him is Milroe is, Mona, he doesn't have to start. Now imagine if they said you got to go out here and start this year as a rookie. I don't think he would be ready. But if he can sit back for 2 or 3 years and not be rushed into action, he has some of the traits. Bills, they get the win over the Bucks. Josh Allen had his this historic, legendary performance. There are 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. I mean, they just couldn't do anything with him. They could do absolutely nothing with him. They just it was one of those type of performances.
No, but you said when y'all say who you play matters, who you play with matters.
Yeah.
And it does also say, you can also say who you play against matters.
No doubt about it.
And coach matters. Absolutely.
No doubt about it. And these are all the things y'all hear me say.
Ownership matters. Let's talk about ownership. Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Yeah. They're Cleveland Browns, Jets,
Lions for years.
Every year when you're picking in the top 3 or 4 and you're drafting a quarterback, a team like the Jets or a team like the Browns who've had like 40 something starting quarterbacks over the past since they've come back into the league, it just it's not sustainable. 49ers, they get the win. Brock Purdy comes back. And look, Mac Jones has held down the fort for him the past few weeks with Purdy being hurt. He's making himself some money for next year. They get the win over there in the NFC West. Broncos get by the Chiefs. I told you all at the beginning of the season, this would be the most difficult path that the Chiefs would have to take. They're going to have to start looking the way their team is structured too, because they can't run the ball. They got all those weapons on the perimeter. I like Kareem Hunt. He's not a front line running back anymore. He's slow. He's going to get you 3 or 4 yards, and he's going to get caught. He can catch the ball nice. He's a good short yardage guy.
What has happened to Pacheco? It's like he's just lost.
He's hurt. He's been hurt. That the way that he runs is not conducive to a long career. This is not.
You were going to use that word conducive. I knew it.
It's just not. When you run like that, and I love Pacheco, and I told you the same thing. I told you the same thing with Scatterboo. I go, when you run like that, and this is why the speed element helps with a running back. I don't want you running in there and banging your head 30 times a game. If there's some time where you're able to bounce it outside and just outrun everybody, that helps. Because if you're just running and banging it to defensive linemen and linebackers 25, 30 times a game, you're not going to last. You're just not. It's just human. Your body's going to break down. And then the Eagles, they get the win over the Lions. The Lions, look. Jalen Hurts ain't going to do a whole bunch. Now, I would like to see A.J. Brown get the hell out of Philly because I just don't feel like that situation is not going to end well. It's just not. And yes, you want to win. In the end, you want to win. But I also want to be part of the victory.
I like what he said in that little press conference that they had with him.
Yeah.
When they asked him about his play.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know. Did you ask Saquon Barkley the same thing? I loved it. Yes. I loved it because Barkley is not playing like he did last year.
And it's hard to have another season like the way Barkley hit 2,000 yards last year. I don't know how many 100-yard games that he's had. He had a couple of 200-yard games last year, and it's just not happening this year. And then finally on Monday night, Cowboys. The new look Cowboys, fresh off of
that thought, Dalton. Do you see this? Don't be surprised if A.J. Brown goes to the Patriots next season.
Don't be surprised. And Howie Roseman, nothing Howie Roseman does would surprise me. Nothing at all. Cowboys get the win over the Raiders. It's the Raiders, but I like what I saw because this was the first time you see Quinnen Williams on the Cowboys. I love this move. Their 5-2 defense that they're running, where they're putting all 3 of their really good defensive tackles up there.
They don't really call it a 5-2 defense. They call it a 5-2 scheme. That's the appropriate word because they don't. Well, that's what Dallas is not going to go away from that 4-3 defense, but they are going to use that 5-2 scheme throughout a game when they need to buck up on that defensive line.
Yeah, it's look, you either have 3 defensive linemen or you have 4 defensive linemen, or you got now with them, you got 5 defensive linemen.
Yep.
So I love it because Quinnen Williams is a problem. Now you can rush the passer with 2 elite, edge rushers, but the thing that you can't get away from is when you're getting interior defensive pass rush, like the way Aaron Donald used to do. Look, because you can't step into the pocket when the whole pocket's collapsing in your face. So I like that. I want to see how they do with the Eagles, though, because now, I expected them to beat the Raiders.
I think Dallas can actually beat the Eagles because the Eagles are not the team they were last year.
No doubt
They're
about
not
it.
the same defense. We know this.
Nope.
Saquon Barkley's not running the ball like he did last year.
Nope.
You guys actually have a good running back, and I have seen them struggle stopping the run.
No doubt about it. We will definitely talk about that. I'm very excited, and they seem very motivated in this game.
And let's also not forget Mr. Pickens on the other side of CD Lamb. That is a problem. And when you try to double both, well, Williams is going to have a field day running the ball.
It just opens up things for everybody. Ferguson,
he's got good hands. And then you got 2 tight ends. What's the one I like?
Ferguson.
No, the other one.
Or Schoonmaker.
I like Schoonmaker.
Yeah,
but he is not. Listen, he is not the tight end. All right. Remember, what was the tight end we had on the other side of Heath Miller? McDonald.
Yes, McDonald.
Remember that? Yeah. Remember that stiff arm down the outside line on the left side of the field?
Run of the year. Angry run of the year.
Let me tell you something. He still wasn't the tight end that Heath Miller was.
No.
Schoonmaker is not Ferguson, but there are special plays they have for Schoonmaker that makes him look that much better.
It's just he was a 2nd-round pick. If you're a 2nd-round pick, I just expect so much more. And really, they're kind of phasing Schoonmaker out. They're really using the fullback Hunter Lipke as an H-back type. They line him up at fullback. They line him up as a number 2 tight end. But the Cowboys seem very motivated in this game. This was their first game after the tragic death of Marshawn Kneeland. So it was nice to see them get out there and play for their guy. They dedicated the game to him, and I think that I think they're retiring the number. I think they're retiring the number 94. So news and notes. What we got?
And they don't retire numbers, but
we don't retire numbers. We do not generally retire. You usually get numbers assigned to you. Sam Laporta had back surgery. It's looking like he's done for the year. That hurts. That really hurts them because he's one of their better passers. Now, I think they can survive it because you got JMO, you got the Sun God over there, and then you can use you can kind of use Gibbs as like a slot, and then you can play Montgomery and Gibbs at the same time. But he's very vital to what they do. He's a good blocker. He's he damn good pass catcher, damn good blocker. So this is a major thing for them. And again, we talk about marathon. It's a war. Football is a war of attrition. You start losing players. Next man up. Well, you start looking back. Ain't nobody left.
Well, I mean, and the Lions went through that last year.
They did.
Starters out, injured.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with them. I don't know who the backup tight end is, but he will be missed. This was the big news. This just popped up, and I just sent this slide to Mona.
Yep. Brandon
Ayuk, his guaranteed contract next year has been voided. They say he's just not showing up to practice. He should have been. He's not going to meetings. He's not showing up to anything. And this right here is the reason that a lot of owners are hesitant to give out these big contracts because You're trusting somebody. I'm trusting. We just paid you. You were complaining. I want to be paid. I want to be paid. They go out, they pay you. They give you guaranteed money. They give you a big signing bonus. You tore your ACL, but you're not even trying to get better. They showed in good faith to pay you and make you one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league. I think he's making $33-34 million. He ain't making as much as
he really didn't want to be there last year either. And I don't know what forced him to take that deal.
The money. When somebody says $34 million.
Now he is saying, you know what? The hell with the money. I ain't coming in.
And that may very well be true. But when you do that, there's consequences. So I think this is heading for a divorce. I think what's going to happen at the end of the season, I think they're going to be like, look, okay, your money's not guaranteed. And for us to get some salary cap relief, you're going to have to, we're going to have to restructure the language in this contract where maybe you're able to, because I tell you, the two things that players care about most, Mona, the two things that these players really care about, one is money, and two is control, the control of where I get to go to. Because I could really if I wanted to screw you, I could be like, we're going to send you to the New York Jets. So they don't have no quarterback. You're just going to be out there and getting your ass kicked. Or, look, if you give us this relief on salary cap, I believe, this is just my opinion. I don't have any inside information on this, obviously. I think he wants to play for Pittsburgh. That's what I think he wants to. I think if they could have found some way to get it over there. Now, they were asking for a lot in the trade, and Pittsburgh's like, they didn't want to budge off we want, a first round pick or what. They were asking for a lot of compensation, and Pittsburgh's like, no, we're just not going to do that. But now if he's free, I could pretty much guarantee, because the Patriots were trying to get him. He said, I don't want to play for the Patriots.
Yep.
I think his dream is to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, if you look at where this could be heading to, Pittsburgh has a lot of money. You all do have the draft assets to go get him. You got an extra third. I think you got a couple of twos. You could go get him, but when I see stuff like this would make me very apprehensive to go get him, because I'm like, they just made you one of the top paid wide receivers, and not even a year later, you're acting a damn fool. Especially after what I just saw with Antonio Brown, after y'all had just paid him and he started cutting the hell up. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think he really wants to play for Pittsburgh. I think it would be a good fit for him, because if you talk about DK Metcalf and this guy, when he's right, and your tight ends that you have, I think that would be scary. Now, it depends on what the quarterback situation is. I don't know how much longer Aaron Rodgers is going to play. I don't know if the kid is ready, the kid from Ohio State. I don't know if he's ready yet. So it's going to be interesting in the offseason. As we get information on this, we'll pass it along to y'all. But this is a big story today. We'll see what happens with that.
Yep.
Lane Johnson out 4 to 6 weeks. That's huge. I think this guy is a future Hall of Famer, tackle for the Eagles. I remember he used to play quarterback. He played quarterback in college at Oklahoma, and he just got so big that they're just like, we're going to move your ass to offensive lineman. He's been a steady presence there, and I think they're really going to miss him this week against Dallas. So, look, I like to see people at their full strength. Like, I don't see some people like, this guy's not playing and we're happy. I want to see best versus best. That's just me. That's the way I'm wired. I want my best to beat me at my best to beat you at your best.
Right.
But I'll still take the win. I'll still take the win. So, speedy recovery to him. And this right here, y'all heard me talk about this to nauseum. I'm not going to really talk too much about it. I really want to hear what you have to say. I've got reels of this up that I talked about this. Mona, your thoughts on this?
I lost a lot of respect for Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of respect. More so even after the game when he lied about spitting on Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has a phone.
Yep.
Everybody has a camera.
Yep.
You know, and you're going to sit knowing that you got punched in the game and the guy got ejected for punching you, that you spit on him. You are the reason why he punched you. And then lie about it.
Yeah.
And then you get suspended and you appeal that suspension and it was denied.
Yeah.
And Mike Tomlin said it best when they asked him, what do you say to a player who gets spit on? And I am with him. What can you say? Do what comes natural. Look, they probably would have had to arrest my ass. Not just pulling me off because I'd have kept going after him. Because, and I love Debo, but I watched him play. And if a player had spit on Debo, I ain't waiting to find out where you're at in the offseason.
Yeah.
Debo would have whipped him all over that field.
Yeah.
We know this.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's retired now and he's not playing with that anger and that kind of stuff. So he's
Calm
trying
down
to be,
calm down a little. Calm down a little bit.
he's trying to be a little more.
Yeah, on a
If
podcast.
Jamar Chase walked up to him outside of a club and spit on him,
Yeah.
he is going to jail for probably attempted murder. Because I'm thinking he very well wouldn't stop till somebody. And who's going to pull you? Who's going to pull
They
Debo
would have
off?
to take some, and this is why the NFL. And I talked about this a little bit. I don't want to talk about it too much, but
They
the
need to
NFL
make
has
better
got to
things
get.
for this.
They've got to get in front of this because everybody's not going to respond the way Dak Prescott did, where they're just kind of shrug it off. Or even Ramsey, who showed some control. Some people, like you just said, they will chase you all over the stadium. Because to me, spitting on someone is the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah.
We can sit up here and we can argue. There are certain lines that you don't cross. We can have disagreements. We can have disagreements on stuff and arguments. Me and you, we've had disagreements. I'm not going to talk about your kids. I'm not going to talk about your spouse. I'm not going to talk about your I'm there's just certain places that I'm just not going to go. I'm just not going to go there. But spitting it goes even beyond that. There's a lot of trash talk that happens on the field. But when you talk about somebody's wife, you talk about somebody's kids, you talk about somebody's mama, your mama. I've seen
the stories that I used to listen to about what players would say to other players. They say, the Raiders back in the day in the 70s were like, the things that they would say to their opponents. That's the reason why you saw almost fist fights on the football field then. Because they used those things. They talked about raping your mama and whatever they could do to piss off the opponent to get their head out of the game, they used that. But they finally started putting a stop to all that.
Because there are some people, if somebody say something about your mom, I say your mama's passed away, or you really love your mom. Like most people will fight over their mom. I seen it even like at a school, school playground. Your mama, that is fighting words. But even beyond that, spitting on somebody, that is like, I would rather somebody punch me in my face.
Yes.
Than spit
on
me.
Square between my eyes or right in the nose. Just punch me. Don't spit on me.
Don't spit on me. So the NFL, I hope that the NFL, they should have crushed it. They should have crushed Carter.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to really say that at the time because, Marcus, you're just saying that because he did it to a Cowboy. I don't care who it is. I didn't like when the kid bet, BETT, not to be confused with me, the college player from Florida spit on the kid from University of Southern Florida. I didn't like it then because I didn't like the optics of that either, and I didn't like the way people were celebrating it. They were like spitting that white boy's face, and I was just like, dude, that you sound dumb. You sound dumb because if the roles were reversed and some white kid spit on some black kid, it would have been NAACP, NCAA, Martin Luther King coming out the grave, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. Oh, look at this. That's some racist stuff. In summary, and this is the last time I'll speak on this unless it happens again. Don't spit on people. Just in summary, don't spit on people. Your guy, he lucked out. He lucked out. I'm happy.
I don't think he's going to be playing this weekend. I don't know. They may try it and see how it goes. I think a lot of it's got to do with what Caleb Williams had to say about Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't hear that. What did I miss?
That he's an old man. He needs to go ahead and just retire.
I think
Rodgers with the Packers.
Yeah.
Have owned the Bears.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't know how much longer that Rodgers is going to play, but I'm like this. Do you want to win the battle? Or you want to win the war? I want to win the war.
Right.
I hope that they don't rush him back or something that can be. Now this is your wrist, and luckily it's not on his throwing hand. Now you're in a dogfight with the Ravens.
Yes.
You can't take any game for granted. Oh, well, that's okay.
We haven't played around yet either.
Yeah, so I get the thinking behind it. If he's able to play him. But if it's it's your wrist. You know, you could bang it. You're falling down. You try to catch yourself as you hit the ground. Yep. I just hope he's okay because I think we're witnessing this could possibly be his last year. So we'll see what happens. As we find out, the game's on Monday, right? The game's on Monday. So
he's questionable right now.
That's what I'm saying. I think it'll be a game time decision to see what his pain tolerance is. He may get a shot in his wrist, cortisone shot in his wrist. So we'll see what happens. As we find out, we'll let y'all know. Okay. What we got next? So
of a football
junkie. We got a new segment here where me and Mona, we talk football.
They don't play Monday. They play at 1:00 on tomorrow or on Sunday.
Monday? Okay. Yeah. We'll see. Who's the Monday game?
The Monday game is Panthers and 49ers.
Okay. Well, so when we find out, we'll let y'all know. So what we got? Discussions of a football junkie.
I wanted to discuss this since it's AFC North. Look, the Cleveland Browns have had this is their 42nd quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999.
When they came back into the league.
Yeah. It's just deplorable. Just deplorable. Basically, the Cleveland Browns is where quarterbacks go to die or get traded. Yeah. I'm sure Baker Mayfield is thankful for that.
Yeah, because if he would have stayed there, they would have ruined him. But this just goes to show you.
Well, they almost did because he went to two other teams before he went to Tampa.
He did. Yeah, he went to
the North Carolina
Panthers, and then the Rams. And had me lose my survivor pick. But anyways, $500. But
you won't listen to your co-host.
Yeah, that one really hurt. But look, you have to have a franchise quarterback. These guys, the Jets, every year they're picking, and they've kind of bungled this situation with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Is Shedeur Sanders, is he the savior of the franchise? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so, but that's just
we'll see. I mean, we will see. He's getting the start this weekend against the Raiders. Raiders defense isn't that good. I mean, they do have Max Crosby, but developing quarterbacks is so critical. Some of these franchises, like you said, Mona, hopping on what you said, they ruin these quarterbacks. They ruin them. So good luck to Shedeur. He's starting this weekend. I wish the kid well. Like I told y'all, Dillon Gabriel, whether you're a Shedeur fan or you're a Dillon Gabriel fan, I wasn't rooting against Dillon Gabriel. I wasn't. He's just a kid trying to follow his dream. And if he would have won out and the Browns were 9-2, I would like outstanding.
Well, let's keep it a buck. If it hadn't been for Deion, his son would have been picked higher up in the draft to begin with.
Maybe so.
And there may be so too, and you know it. He made comments that if certain teams tried to draft him, it wouldn't happen.
You're exactly right. And here's the thing that shows, Mona. Millionaires versus billionaires. Yep. You have a lot of clout as a millionaire. But these players, they find out real quick, you're making 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year. Dak Prescott, $60 million a year. Jerry Jones pays you though. So if you're getting 60 million, what is Jerry Jones worth? You're not going to win that fight. So good luck to Shedeur. I want to see what he can do. I think it's too late this season, but you do want to see some positive things. They're not going to win the division. That's a 2-horse race between the Steelers and the Ravens. But what you want to see is, can he run the offense efficiently? Can he, make good decisions? Is he accurate with the ball? And, is he making good decisions? So we'll see. I'm interested to see that game. It's the Ravens and Browns, but I will be watching because I want to see how he does with a week of practice, because we all know that backups don't get reps in practice, especially when you have 2 rookie quarterbacks and one of the starting quarterback is a rookie. You're not going to take his reps away. So we'll see. We'll see with a whole week of preparation, getting all the snaps, the lion's shares of the snaps in practice. We'll see what happens. So
and even then, 1 week of first team snaps not make him.
And week 13. In week 12, week 13. So we'll see. The jury's still out. We shall see.
Okay. So the Dallas Cowboys have implemented a 5-2 scheme that was used. It was actually invented by, I can't remember the guy's name, in Oklahoma. And the only other NFL team that I know that had actually utilized the 5-2 scheme was the Denver Broncos back in the 90s. And I think that was was it Kyle Orton was their quarterback at that point?
In the 90s?
99, I believe. 98, 99.
John Elway was still there in 98, 99. Remember, they won back-to-back. They won back-to-back Super Bowls in 98, 99. So that was still John Elway. Trust me. They won back-to-back. Back-to-back.
I'm trying to find the year.
Yeah. So that had to have been later on after Elway, but late 90s, that was still maybe. But look, it's when you have certain you need to, as a coach, your main job as a coach is to utilize what you have. A lot of times these people, they want to try to fit a square peg to a circle. Use what you have. You have 3 highly talented defensive tackles now with the acquisition of Quinnen Williams, who I think the world of. Even when he was with the Jets, I thought he was one of the bright spots of that Jets. I think he's a top 3 defensive tackle. And getting a guy like Kenny Clark in the Micah Parsons trade, and you have a guy who I don't know if he's the same level as them. Also, Diggy's Mona's favorite cowboy that she learned how to spell last year. But you use what you have, putting those 3 nasty defensive tackles and putting them in the middle of that defense.
Wilkinson is who invented the 5-2 scheme.
What's that?
Bud Wilkinson out of the University of Oklahoma.
Okay. And look, it's just using what you have. The Steelers, y'all utilize the 3-4. That's when you have a bunch of linebackers and you want to get all of your best players on the field. You want to get a Larry Foote, and you want to get a Debo out there. You want to get a Higgins. Was that his name? Higgins, and all of these guys that you have, Kevin Green, and get all of those guys out on the field at the same time. That's you use certain schemes. So they got 3 really good defensive tackles. You put them all out there at the same time. I like it. And then look, because a lot of people don't run it, it's hard to prepare for because you're the only one running it. And so when you're having practice and they're sitting over there, how do we defend against this? And you don't see it that often, it makes things a little bit difficult. So I'm interested to see, especially this week. We'll make our predictions here in a little bit, but just a little something that y'all probably hadn't heard of. I wanted y'all to see this because we generally in the NFL now we see 3-4 bonus. Steelers, they run a 3-4, and most other teams they run a 4-3. So here's another look, and it seems to be working. They just run it this past week, but we'll see how it looks going forward. So there you have it.
Okay. All right. You sent this to me, and I was just thinking, please no. No. I don't want my Mac Jones going to the Jets. But it would actually be a smart thing for the Jets to look at.
I'm going to fix the Jets real quick, okay? And I sent this to you, and I had even said this before I saw this slide, Mona. We talked about it a little bit. Mac Jones is not going to – he's making money. He's going to make more money than he's making now. He's not going to be making $50 million.
No.
So the Jets – we just talked about it a little bit. They've got 5 first-round picks coming up in the next 2 years. You get this guy and you're paying him $35, $40 million. So you're getting a good quarterback that you don't have to pay a lot of money to. Don't forget, they still have Breece Hall. They still got Braylon Allen, so they should have a somewhat decent running game. You still got Garrett Wilson. You went and got Adonai Mitchell. You got the kid, Mason Taylor. So all of those draft picks you have, if you can solidify, the one thing Mac Jones' superpower is, and we've talked about this a little bit, you've seen some of this throughout his college career and even his first couple of years with the Patriots, and you definitely saw it this year, his superpower, he processes information fast. He processes information fast. He's smart. He's got good football IQ. He's deadly accurate, and he doesn't turn over the ball. I can win with that. Plus, in this scenario here, this exercise we're doing here, he gets to go and stick it to the Patriots twice a year. So you don't have to use all of your resources.
Was gone before Vrabel took over, though, wasn't he?
Yes.
Because I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
I think if Vrabel had anything to do with it when Mac Jones was there,
he would still be there.
I think he'd still be in New England.
Yeah, and they would have just built around him. So I would, if I'm Mac Jones, looking at at the situation, 5 first-round draft picks. Now a lot of those draft picks they're probably going to have to spend on defense because you got rid of Quinnen Williams, who we just talked about. You got rid of Sauce Gardner, but 5 first-round draft picks. Plus, you have a bunch of money because you're not paying anybody now. You were paying Quinnen Williams. You're not paying Quinnen no more. Sauce Gardner for a minute was the highest paid corner. He's not on your team anymore. So you got a lot of money. You got a lot of draft picks. Now, I don't know if he wants to go into a situation like that. It's a soft rebuild. That would be like a soft rebuild. I don't know, though. But if I were the Jets and you want to get a competent quarterback and you're tired of drafting, and plus this draft class coming up here in the next few months, me and Mona will be doing our draft work. This ain't the best.
We'll be doing our draft work basically in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about it. That's true. So we'll see what happens. I think it's a good. good idea, but it's what does he want to do? Because this is an opportunity for him because he's making himself a lot of money. And there's some quarterback every year. There's a team out there that needs a quarterback. I could see him if the Dolphins wanted to get rid of Tua. Can you imagine Tua with Waddle and Achane?
You mean
Matt Jones with Waddle and Achane over there with his buddy from college?
Yeah.
So there's some things over.
He was his number 1-2 go-to guy until he got hurt, and then Smith got the Heisman that year.
Yeah, so he's got, because of how well he played in San Francisco this year, he made himself some money, and he gave himself a little bit of flexibility where he can decide what would be the best situation for him going forward to to finish his career. So we'll see what happens. For me, that's a definite yes. But there's some other opportunities out there. He needs to look at what's the best situation for him. So we'll see. We'll keep y'all posted as we find out. Because he won't be with the 49ers next year. He won't be back with the 49ers next year. So he's got to decide where he's going to be. I'm sure he's looking for a starting gig somewhere. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What we got next?
We have levels.
Like Meek Mill says, whatever you do, there's levels to this. Every week, the Alphabets Football Show brings you the statistical leaders or power rankings and all of that good stuff. And we've had a little bit of movement there. The Rams, look at the Rams jumping up there. Eagles, Colts, Patriots, Broncos, that elite defense, Seahawks, Bills. Now, look, this is before the massacre last night. But, they're up there. Green Bay. I don't know, man. Lions,
they dropped 4 places.
Yeah.
And they lost this past weekend. So I think that's why they dropped 4.
Yeah. San Francisco getting back Purdy. Look, if the Bucks are sticking around, the Bucks got reinforcements coming. They got Mike Evans will be back. Chris Godwin will be back. Bucky Urban will be back. And they're holding on by a thread over there. They got some reinforcements coming. Your Steelers got a big game coming up against the Bears. Look, they're at 12-13. They play this week. Jacksonville, Trevor, he's out there balling out. The Chargers are falling. The Chiefs are falling. The Chiefs are in danger of not making the playoffs. They really are. Ravens, they're on the upward swing.
No, they're not. They dropped 1. They went down 1.
I'm saying though that they've won. They've won every game since Lamar's come back. So I'm saying like they're on an upward trajectory as far as like winning and winning. The Panthers, look, Bryce Young and Ted McMillan, they got a little something going on over there. He looked really good last week. Cowboys, we just talked about Quentin Williams. The Texans will definitely be going up this week. Yeah. So, there's what we saw. Dolphins winning games now, after the trade deadline. Falcons, I'm not picking the Falcons. I told Mona, we talked about it. Y'all, I'm not picking. Y'all lose again, I ain't picking you. So we'll see there. So, and then, of course, down there at the bottom there, the Titans, they are most likely going to have the number 1 pick again this year. So
yeah, them or the Raiders, one of the two.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. But there's your from Ralph Vacciano. So here, look, I think they've won 5 or 6 years in a row. The Bills have the AFC East. That's over.
Yeah,
especially after last night. That's over. That's just totally over.
And the sad part about it is, and I said it, I've been saying it for the last 2 years. I feel like their window closed 3 years ago when they didn't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay open long.
No.
Indy over there. They're coming off of their bye. Look, who would have thought this? Who would have thought that we got a little bit of a dogfight over there in the AFC South? We got a little dogfight over there, especially what we saw with Houston last night. Now, the offense is something to be desired, but that defense, Lord have mercy. Lord, and we're about to talk about that game here.
Is hit or miss. 1 week they'll play great.
Yeah.
They just happened to play great last night.
Yeah, no doubt. Pittsburgh, y'all are in the fight over there with Baltimore. That's going to be interesting. I'm really interested to see how that plays out over there. Denver kind of separating themselves there. I don't think that the Chiefs can catch we're in week 13 with week 12 with 5 games left to go, and you're already 4 games behind, and they just beat you head to head. So that's really 4.5 games.
I think that you're going to see the Chargers dropping and the Chiefs moving up, but we just got to wait and see.
Yeah, but when you look over there at the AFC South, the AFC South could very well send 3 teams, or the AFC North could send 2 teams.
Houston and KC are 5-5.
Yeah, but you look at the tiebreakers and stuff with the Chiefs, with the losses that they've had, they would lose every type of tiebreaker. So it's going to be tough for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are really, their margin for error is very small. Philly running away with the NFC East. But again, we have a game between the Cowboys and the Eagles. We haven't had a back-to-back NFC East winner for 20 years. And I think we may see the end of that this year. Tampa, Carolina, they're playing. They're both playing good ball right now. I think Atlanta's out of it. New Orleans will probably have the number 1 or number 2 pick. Another dogfight over there in the NFC North, where I told you all, Ben Johnson. I know a lot of y'all don't like Caleb Williams. I tried to tell y'all this at the beginning of the year. Coaching matters. His coach was Matt Eberflus. This is a guy who won the Heisman Trophy. This is a guy who has some talent, who was the number 1 pick overall. Guys just don't go number 1 overall just for no reason. Ben Johnson has brought out some of that stuff and made Caleb Johnson. You see some of those attributes over there. I know that some of y'all don't like the painted fingernails and crying to your mom after a loss in the stands, but purely on the football field, I tell y'all to get out of your feelings. Purely on the football field, his talent on the football field is undeniable. And then another dogfight over there in the NFC West: Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and the 49ers, still sitting there at 7-4 with the losses that they've had, losing to Nick Bosa for the year, losing your first round pick, Mykel Williams, this whole Brandon Ayuk fiasco, and to still be, in the mix. We've got to start talking about Kyle Shanahan, even though we've been very critical of him, but myself included.
Yep.
What the job that he's doing over there, considering the injuries that team has had, has been phenomenal. So there's your division leaders there. And again, it's a marathon.
Yep,
it's a marathon. Mona, you want to do go ahead. Okay. So Drake May, very efficient, doesn't turn over the ball. We talked about him a little bit. Look at the names on here. Herbert. Now, I don't know how long this is like. I think you're going to start seeing Herbert going. He's been sacked so many times. They better find a way, scheme up something, chipping somebody, double teaming, not sending out as many people out on routes. If he keeps getting hit like the way he's hit, he ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of that is offensive line. Daniel Jones, he's my favorite for the comeback player of the year. Patrick Mahomes being Patrick Mahomes. Dak Prescott, another guy who could be in the comeback player of the year award. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's starting to elevate himself up into the upper echelon of wide receivers. We talk about the Jamar Chases. We talk about the Justin Jeffersons. We talk about the CeeDee Lambs. Jackson Smith-Njigba made it very easy for the Seattle Seahawks to let DK walk, to let Tyler Lockett walk, and he's with the targets that he's getting now. I think he's going to win I think he's going to win the receiving title. Pickens, a new lease on life. When you have good quarterback play, we always saw the talent with George Pickens with the Steelers. The issue was inconsistent quarterback play.
Yep.
And you see it now. He's
just so you know, George Pickens made the comment that Mason Rudolph should have been the starting quarterback his first few years that he was with Pittsburgh.
It helps.
He's the only guy who can stretch the field.
Yep. So it helps. Who you play with matters. You see what he looks like with Dak Prescott. He looks like a totally different cat. And you see some of the stuff that you saw when he played at the University of Georgia. The only reason he fell in the draft were the maturity issues. By the way, he got suspended for the first drive because him and CeeDee Lamb missed curfew. But that's neither here nor there. You still see some of the knuckleheadness, but the talent is undeniable. Chase, what more can we say about Chase? Didn't like what he did. And I interviewed this guy on the LSU Pro Day. I lost a little bit of respect for him. I really did. You just don't do that because it's a brotherhood. Puka Nacua, one of my favorite emerging players, and then Drake London, another guy, and on a team that just can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, he's running away, no pun intended. He's running away with the rushing title. James Cook, we have to start giving him his props. He had a run last night that was incredible. I think he ran the fastest. I think he ran like 21, 22 miles per hour last night. He ran the fastest speed this year. He took it up the middle, bounced it, and just outran everybody down the field. He's slippery. He's got great hands. We got to start mentioning him. Achane, not the biggest guy, but this is what I talk about when I talk about speed. All running backs aren't going to run up the middle. But if I can get to the perimeter, I'm not running Devon Achane at 191 pounds up the middle. But let me tell you something. When defenses are playing against them, they are petrified. Because if you take a bad pursuit angle, this guy will take a toss and take it 70, 80 yards down the field. And that's what's scary about him because 5 yards, 3 yards, negative 1 yard, no gain, 70 yards. and it just changes his average yard per carry because he on any play he can take it to the house. That scares defensive coordinators because you can do everything right for 15 carries and have him at 40 yards, and then he takes his 70 yards and now he's over 100 yards. That's the difference when you have and these guys here, all of these guys here. That's besides. Well, Javonte's not that fast, but all these other guys, Jonathan Taylor, he'll take it to the house on you. So Rico Dowdle, he just took that job from Chuba. So there's all of your statistical leaders, and of course I have to throw in because my lovely co-host makes no qualms about being the defensive girl.
Yep.
Myles Garrett.
I know you got to have offense to win, but when your damn defense can score, 20, 21 points in the game, that's when I'm happiest. When my defenses are turning the ball over, running interceptions back for touchdowns,
or sacking a quarterback 8 times in a game,
or forcing a forced fumble from the quarterback when he takes that sack and somebody picks it up, runs it in.
No doubt about it.
Look, to me, I love defense. The harder they hit, the better I like it. And I don't want nobody getting hurt. But when your defensive guy runs over top of somebody and he ain't getting up and he's still running the ball down the field for a touchdown, I don't care. I still scream for it. I love it. Gotta
love it. So here's your sacks leaders here. Myles Garrett. Again, I don't like, and I still haven't forgiven him for what he did to Mason Rudolph. That being said, on the field, He is a freak of nature. And this is what I try to tell you. There is a reason why he's the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yep.
There's a reason why. He's 6'5" and he's 270 pounds and he runs a 4.4. And he's built like a Greek god.
Yep.
You don't really get to see him at his absolute best. I mean, you see him, but you don't really look at him as hard as you do because he plays for the Browns. If he were anywhere else, this is what I talk about. Who you play with matters. And people look at the numbers, and my lovely co-host, she has a saying about bikinis and all of that good stuff. Take Myles Garrett.
Stats are like bikinis. What they reveal is important, but what they hide is essential.
No doubt about it. Who you play with matters. I love TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt is a future Hall of Famer. You take TJ Watt off of the Steelers and you put him on the Browns and you put Myles Garrett with Alex Highsmith and Cam Hayward and Minkah Fitzpatrick and all of these guys they have over there. He's doing this on the Cleveland Browns where there is nobody else that you are scared of on the Cleveland Browns defense. This is what I was talking about. Well, look, TJ's got all these pressures and all of this and all that.
And I still care. I'd take TJ over Myles Garrett 9 out of 10 days.
And look, we all have our favorites. You may like Rocky Road and I like Chocolate Chip, but that's great. But the point I'm trying to make is Myles Garrett is incredible.
And his biggest issue I have with him is you took the money over and going somewhere else.
No doubt about it. Yeah,
being a whiny bitch about it.
That's what I said. And I won't say what I said on Coffee Talk. I'll just say SYBAU, and y'all know what that stands for. But that's what you decided. You're going to go in the Hall of Fame. You're not going to win anything ever, but besides maybe Defensive Player of the Year. You'll probably be a first-team All-Pro, but you ain't winning no championships, and you ain't going too far in the playoffs. So enjoy your Ferrari, enjoy your Bugatti, enjoy those mansions, and enjoy
all them speeding tickets you have.
And all those speeding tickets that you have. But he's right now, and look, there's a lot that can change. He's had 9 sacks in 2 games. He had a 5-sack game and a 4-sack game. You see the talent is undeniable. He is on pace, and that's just because he's on pace, that don't mean he's going to do it. But he is on pace right now to break the single season sack record. It's 22. He had a 5. If he had another game like the one that he just,
it's not 22. It's 22.5. So he's got to get 22.5.
So 23. He's had a 5-sack game and a 4-sack game.
Yep.
So he's on pace to break that record. Now and then when you look at the extra game with 17 games as compared to the 16, what it used to be. Yep. He's on the trajectory. I'm not saying he will or he won't, but he's on that path for it. Brian Burns playing outstanding ball. Nick Bonito, I'm a huge fan of Nick Bonito. And I'm a fan of the Denver Broncos defense. Danielle Hunter with 9 sacks. We saw him a little bit last night. The combination of him, both him and Will Anderson Jr., I think one has 10 sacks. After last night. He got 10 sacks, and the other one's got 11.5 sacks. Maybe the most dominant pass rush duo in the league. Okay? Josh Sweat with 9 sacks, and then Byron Young with 9 sacks also. So, look, we got some good young pass rushers. Benito's young. Will Anderson Jr., he's coming. Jared Verse. I think Jared Verse doesn't get he gets a lot of the attention, but Brian Burns, Byron Young gets a lot of the sacks because people are concerned with Jared Verse. So another who you play with matters there. So congratulations to all those guys. We'll be watching to see. Here's your current streak leaders. 8 games with the Patriots, 8 games with the Broncos, the Rams, Philly, Baltimore. Baltimore started off really bad. they're on a little win
Well,
streak.
they lost Lamar Jackson too for
No,
2 games.
when you lose your franchise quarterback, that kind of changes things. But what New England and the Broncos are doing is just incredible. So, congratulations to them. We'll see if they can keep it. We'll see if they can keep it going. This past week, Josh Allen, well, he's still tied because he didn't do nothing. But he's going to break that record. He's going to be the all-time rushing touchdown leader for quarterbacks. This is going to happen. And the only person that can really mess with him is
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, because he's still playing. So, and a lot of that is the damn tush push on the damn 1 yard line. So, we'll see what happens with that. Josh Allen is incredible. Now, I don't know if he's the runner, like pure runner. They're like, well, he's the best dual threat quarterback. I don't know down that there. I don't know about that. I think it's just a pure rusher. When he puts his foot in the ground and decides to run, I think it's Lamar, and I don't even think it's close because his speed. Lamar Jackson, when he takes off, he's a lot of time he's the fastest guy on the field. And I think Josh is right up there. And another guy who I think is really good, I don't know if he's going to be able to really show it going forward, is Justin Fields, because I think Justin Fields is a cross between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Let's call him Lamar Allen. Lamar Allen. We'll call him Lamar. But I don't know, because I don't think he's going to be a starter next year. I don't think that Justin Fields is going to be a starter next year. So congratulations to Josh Allen. Could have used it last night. Could have used it. But we'll talk about that here, probably here next. So congratulations. He didn't break it last night, but I'm sure the next week or so, maybe this week in 10 days, because they played yesterday. 22 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Matthew Stafford, we got to start talking about Matthew Stafford. We talk about, the old school cats. They've been playing, Aaron Rodgers, he's 41. Stafford's 37. First ballot Hall of Famer, Mona? Matthew Stafford?
I think he has to have at least one more Super Bowl.
He needs another chip.
I think he's in. I just don't know if he's first ballot.
I think he gets in too, but I don't think he's a first ballot either.
Now, if he takes them to the Super Bowl this year and wins, then he's probably first ballot. Yes,
because that would be 2 rings there. As of today, right now, no, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I think he very well, if he stays healthy and doesn't get hurt, I think he could very well be our MVP this year.
I think so too. I think it's between him and Jonathan Taylor. Generally,
it goes to the quarterback.
It goes to the quarterback. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. I don't like that, because I just think that I thought Saquon could have won it last year. I thought Christian McCaffrey could have won it 2 years ago. So we'll see. I like watching Stafford. I actually need him for this week for my fantasy football play. So we'll see what happens. Mona, give me some Rocky Bleier players of the week.
Okay, so we have our Rocky Bleier Tough Guy Award segment, and we will be keeping this for a little bit longer, but I may be getting ready to change it next season.
Okay.
So our defensive players of the week for week 11, we have Jordan Brooks with the Miami Dolphins with 20 tackles. Look, I don't know if you watched that game, but he was very important in winning that game. Him
and Chop Robinson. I did watch that game. Him and Chop Robinson, they're kind of starting to form a little something. And I think with the loss of Jalen Phillips leaving at the trade deadline, I think you're going to start seeing this guy a little bit more. Him and Chop Robinson, they're forming a nice little combo over there.
Yeah. And then we have Jordan Davis with Philadelphia Eagles with 1 tackle and 3 passes defended. I am sorry, but I've seen a couple of defensive players in the NFC, in some of the NFC games, I think probably could have won this over him. But
okay. Who would you have taken over him for that? Just your opinion, but who would you might have taken? Was that the look? What Quinn? Look, and see, I know what I'm gonna. I know what people are gonna say, Mona.
Well, I know they were just playing against the Raiders, but what he did in that game, I think he could easily have been your player of the week.
1.5 sacks, and they could not do it. And then the thing with him is he opens up for everybody else. But right. I know what out here. Oh, of course you're going to pick a Cowboy, Marcus. No, I just you
never pick the Cowboys, and I would have to argue with them about that because you never pick the Cowboys to do for any of it. Yeah. So, but that was me. That was the game that I was thinking of, and the way he came out in this debut with the Cowboys, I thought was amazing. I thought what he did was fantastic. So.
Yeah.
All right, so our offensive players of the week for week 11. Of course, Josh Allen. He won't be your offensive player of the week for AFC next week, but he was for 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 317 passing yards, and 104.4 passer rating. Yeah.
Dominant, very dominant. Just they could not do anything with him.
My boy, Bryce Young, who I have tooted my horn about since he came into the league, even though he's short and some people are sizist.
I feel the time.
448 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns.
The most this year.
With 123.2 passer rating. I thought was pretty daggone good.
I thought that the main thing that he needed, and I was so happy when they did this, was get him a number 1 receiver.
Yes.
We talked about this.
We've said the same thing for Mac Jones. He needed a number 1 receiver.
A true number 1 guy who, when he gets in trouble, he's got a guy over there who's 6'5". We're talking about Ted McMillan. With a large wingspan that he can just throw it up and Ted McMillan will go up, climb the ladder and go get it. I love that they're starting to develop a little rapport. Now, I'm really interested to see with them going forward. I think that they could be a dynamic combo, some of the combos that we've seen over the years. And then with the running game that they have, with the emergence of Rico Dowdle just taking the job away from Chuba after they just paid him. And maybe getting a guy back like Jonathan Brooks, my Texas guy who just keeps shredding his knee. I like the direction that they're going over there in a very winnable NFC South.
Yep.
Congratulations.
And then our special teams players of the week. Whew, I got tongue-tied. For week 11.
Say that 3 times real fast.
Will Lutz, kicker for the Denver Broncos, scored.
He just got extended today, and he just got extended today too. They just paid him today. So congratulations to him.
5 for 5 on his field goals and a 35-yard game-winning field goal against the Chiefs.
Yep.
So, and then you got Ethan Evans, who for the Rams, who had 6 punts, averaging 42.2 yards a punt. 4 of his punts inside the 20. So that's pretty impressive, especially where he was kicking from. I was like, wow. I mean, this
you're
kid,
pinning the opposing offense against that defense, against that defense where they're inside the 20 and they got to work 80 yards down the field against that defense. Good luck with that. So people don't appreciate kickers. People don't appreciate punters until you see stuff like this. The Aubreys and the Boswells and the Cam Littles kicking 65, 66-yard field goals. And this guy in anger boxing people in, in their own territory. So it's something that people don't really think about until, you really need it. So congratulations to these guys. Special teams, kickers and punters are football players too.
And I'm going to tell you something. Waitman, the punter for Pittsburgh, listen, this cat, I'm really impressed with him. I'm really impressed with him.
Okay.
So I just I think, and he seems to be getting better as the season goes along. So okay, now we're on our Did You Know segment. I think I got a couple of those.
Okay.
Myles Garrett is the first player in NFL history to record 12 plus sacks in 6 straight seasons.
He just plays with the Browns.
Yeah.
He just,
He plays for anybody else, and everybody would know who Myles Garrett is.
that's this. He just plays for the Browns. You should have got
Everybody knows who Myles Garrett is anyway.
They know who he is. But can you imagine if he played with the Texans
Or with
or the Cowboys or the Steelers or the Rams or the Giants or the Ravens? You know, it's just and again, SYB.
You know, Myles Garrett, you could have been playing for any of those guys. The Houston Texans defense. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. With some other, can you imagine him with a Will Anderson Jr. on the other side of him?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Where you can
and Danielle Hunter.
That's what I'm. Well, it would be hard to put them, but I'm just saying a guy on the other side of him that's a double-digit sack guy. That helps. That helps. Well, he doesn't have as many pressure. He doesn't have as many. I'm like, look who he plays with. If this guy now, that's the life he chose. So I still say with that SYBAU, and y'all know what that stands for. So again, congratulations. You're one of the best defensive players that's ever lived, and you're never going to win anything because you decided that $40 million was better than winning. So
42 million, 41 million or 42 million.
He was at 40. He was at 40. He made 40. He making 40, and TJ jumped over him.
Okay.
TJ's making 41, and Mike is making 47.
Yeah.
So you decided to take the money, and at the time, for a couple of weeks, you were the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. When you write a letter to the city of Cleveland, I'm ready to get out of here. I'm saying goodbye. And then as soon as they gave you a blank check and backed up the Brinks truck to you, all of your morals went out the window. So that being said, SYB, YAU. That's it. But congratulations. But SY BAU. Because I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for Max Crosby. I don't feel sorry for Max Crosby. And to be quite honest with you, I don't feel bad for TJ Watt. Because I thought that with TJ Watt, you know that y'all don't, at the time, since Big Ben Roethlisberger has retired, you ain't had no quarterback. And still with that. Now, look, I get it. Loyalty. But with the loyalty, he don't
get out and run his mouth. He don't get out and run his mouth.
He didn't say nothing. Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying, you had a way out.
If you had been, I'd been saying, TJ, you've been playing with the Steelers. You knew they didn't have a freaking quarterback. You knew the offensive line was just had so many questions. And so if you'd been running his mouth, I would have been saying that.
That's why BAU.
Yes.
Exactly.
I have never run his mouth about it. Never.
He's not like that.
He is loyal. Look, he was drafted in Pittsburgh. He wanted to remain in Pittsburgh. That's why he took his last deal.
Yeah. And same thing with Max Crosby. And guess what, Max Crosby? Guess what? I'm a Raider for life. And he got the Raider tattooed on him. And guess what? You're going to finish in third or fourth place every year in the division. Behind the Broncos, behind the Chiefs, and you're never going to win anything. Yeah, that's just what it is. And good. And they're going to love you forever. And everywhere you go inside of Las Vegas, they're going to love you. And they're going to name a hamburger after you and a milkshake. And you're never going to win nothing. So congratulations.
Yep. All right. So here are our second-year quarterbacks: Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and Drake May have a combined record of 23-1 in their last 8 games.
We did a piece couple of years back called the Young Guns.
Young Guns.
The Young Guns. Guess what? These are the new Young Guns right here. The next group of guys that are coming up, these 23 years old, that we're going to see for the next 10, 15 years.
Right.
Minus a career-ending type injury. That's what you're going to see. So Josh Allen's 30, Lamar's nearly 30, Patrick Mahomes is 30, Dak Prescott's 32. The quarterbacks that we've been accustomed, we watched a few generations of quarterbacks. Just a few years back, we watched both the Mannings retire. We saw Big Ben Roethlisberger retire. We saw Drew Brees retire. Tom Brady. It's the cycle. Phillip Rivers, who should not be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, especially over Ben Roethlisberger, and Eli Manning.
He's not eligible for next year, so.
Yeah, but these are the young gunners here that we're going to see. Get used to these faces, learn their names and learn their story, because these are the guys that you're going to see for the next 10, 12, 15 years, maybe 20
I'm not
years.
sold on Bo Nix yet.
I'm not. Yeah, he's kind of regressed this year. He's kind of taking a step back. But the thing that helps him, that defense, and you have a good defense. This guy and a hell of a coach. It helps when you have that. Your margin for error is not as tight as like some of these other quarterbacks, because you can make a mistake and your defense can get the ball right back. Not like when you make a mistake, you have to play. You're pressing because you're like, if I make a mistake, we're going to lose this game. Bo Nix plays really free because he knows, hey, I got a defense over there that can get me 5-6 sacks, get a strip sack, a pick six or something like that. So he plays a little bit freer. But these are your guys here. These are your guys.
Okay,
all right, we're ready for predictions.
I'm grabbing my pencil and paper.
We didn't do the Thursday night game. We didn't have the slide for the Thursday night game. Or did you not put it up there? We didn't discuss the game from last.
Oh,
there it is.
Sorry.
I was like, am I missing something?
No. Yes, we're definitely going to talk about the Thursday night game. So we'll do this before we do our
real quick.
Oh,
Total domination. I know it says 23-19. That score is not indicative. It's not indicative of how dominant of a performance. It's just not. And the Bills did have a chance to go down and maybe win the game. That defense, I have never seen. It was really kind of weird to see. I have never seen Josh Allen. I've never seen Josh Allen running for his life like this. On every play that he dropped back, he had somebody screaming off the edge. They were all over him. And you got, Will Anderson Jr. last night. We talk about the elite edge, the Myles Garretts and the TJ Watsons and the Micah Parsons. The next group of guys, we just talked about the young gun quarterbacks, right? The young gun edge rushers, Will Anderson Jr., Jared Verse. We just saw Aiden Hutchinson just get paid a few weeks back. He's next. He's next. That defense, that is a championship caliber defense, because they can, at every level, they got 2 all-world edge rushers.
That is not going to go very far into the playoffs because of their offense.
The Texans?
Yep.
But we've seen look, the 2000 Ravens offense sucked. But when you have an elite,
no. They didn't suck. They didn't suck at all. They weren't great by any means.
Trent Dilfer sucked.
They didn't suck. He didn't lose games.
That's what I'm saying, though.
He didn't fumble the ball. He didn't throw a whole lot of interceptions.
And they couldn't score 10 points. Trent Dilfer was terrible.
When your defense is scoring 21 and 24 and 28 points a game, your damn offense don't have to.
Their offense was scoring like 10 or 12.
But you cannot have an offense who turns the ball over and allows the other team's defense to score touchdowns, because at that point, that's where you have to worry.
Yeah.
And right now, the Texans offense is not doing anything. It's the defense that's doing it.
Although I gotta say,
Although I like Mills. I
Davis
think Mills
Mills, you messaged me after the game.
I did.
And you said to me, tell them what you told me. I'll let you say it in your words.
CJ Stroud could be in trouble, but Mills had a hell of a game. And if he had more time with the first team in practice longer, could you imagine what he would have done? And that offense responded to Mills.
They did. And they got some pieces over there. Look, Nico Collins is a hell of a receiver. Christian Kirk.
They need a running back right now.
Woody Marks looked up.
He didn't look bad. He didn't look bad, but he's also playing against the Buffalo Bills run defense, who is, you could run water through them. Yeah.
So
their run defense is horrible.
Buffalo Bills, a lot of the problems that I told y'all about at the beginning of the season, they're rearing their ugly head. You can't stop them.
The receiving core, for one.
You did nothing at the trade deadline. There were some receivers out there. Sometimes you have to overpay. What did y'all give up? Y'all gave up a first-round pick for DK Metcalf. They should have been bidding with y'all for DK Metcalf. That's what they should have been doing.
Yeah.
Y'all sit over. If you sit on your hands, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And then we just had the trade deadline 12 days ago. You did nothing at the trade deadline. So take this ass whipping. Take it. And guess what? In 9 days, your offensive line's not that good. They're starting to get older. Deion Dawkins got his ass kicked all last night. Your left tackle.
Yeah.
Now, and the next game, you got to see the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So good luck with that. Good luck. We'll see how it works out. So there we go.
I don't know how I screwed up the lineup on my slides. I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
All
so
right,
here you go. So let's do this. So myself, not to toot my own horn, honk.
You took the Bills, and I took the Texans.
Dwayne Woodley, and I went through, and I always look at the end of everybody's pick. Me and Dwayne were the only ones that picked the Texans. So congratulations, and I'm still in 15th place, but it felt good to go against the game.
Right now, for now.
What place are you in right now? Do you know?
I'm back in 10th. I slipped down to 11th place, and I was
because it's close. Everybody's within in the top like 15, 20. They're within like 10, 12 games of each other, so you can make a little run there. So 1 o'clock. I took the Texans. Mona took the Bills. So jumping down to the 1 o'clock game, Vikings at Packers. Mona.
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. 28-21. I don't even know if the Vikings score 21, but I'm gonna give them 21.
Vikings are falling off. JJ McCarthy looks really bad. When you got Justin Jefferson, also SYBAU, because you decided to re-sign. And maybe he was thinking that he was going to have Sam Darnold or Kirk Cousins.
I think he thought he was going to have Sam Darnold.
I'm also taking the Packers. The Vikings can't score. They can't score. But it is a divisional game, so I'm going to keep it close. 28-24 Packers. Okay. Giants at Lions, Mona.
I'm going to take the Lions. They're going to want to get a win after that loss last week. I'm going to say Giants defense is still legit.
That pass rush is a problem.
I'm gonna keep a low score, 21 to. I just don't know how the hell anybody's going to score. line defense is legit too. So 21-17.
See, I think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Lions are going to be pissed. They're going against Jameis Winston. I think it's going to be.
I don't feel like there's never going to be a blowout when it's a division rival. That's just me.
That's not a division. That's not a division rivalry.
Oh, that's right. Duh. Okay.
NFC North, NFC
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to be a blowout because the Giants' defense is legit.
Their pass rush is legit. Their run defense, and they're going to have to see Gibbs. They're going to have to see Sonic and Knuckles, Gibbs and Montgomery. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop it. 28-10. The Giants don't have any weapons. They don't have no receivers. They're running with Tracy and Singletary. They don't have no wide receivers. That's going to 28-10. Seahawks at Titans, Mona.
I am taking the Sea Chickens, 28-12.
Yeah, that's going to be really ugly, and I think it's going to be worse than that. I think Charbonnet and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Kenneth Walker and Sam Darnold just tear them up. 30 Seahawks, 35-10 Seahawks. Colts at this is a big game. Colts at Chiefs, Mona.
If you can stop the run,
Pacheco's out.
Chiefs defense has got to stop the run. Yeah. If you don't stop the run, you ain't winning this game. I think they'll have somebody. I think they'll have a game plan to stop the run.
They got to, because they're going to hand the ball off a lot to Jonathan Taylor. Spagnuolo better be in the lab right now doing something because Jonathan Taylor going to get about 25 carries.
It's in KC.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the Chiefs. This is the last time I'm taking them though. If they don't win this game, I'm going to say 28-24 Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Chiefs play well there. They play well in Foxborough. I would imagine that Andy Reid is drawing up something. I could see some jet sweeps to Worthy.
In Foxborough? What are you talking about?
Arrowhead. Damn. I'm sorry. I apologize. In Arrowhead. What the hell am I thinking? In Arrowhead, I think they draw up some stuff, some jet sweeps to Worthy, trying to get the ball to Rice because their running game is just not that good. I'm going to go with the Chiefs in a close game, and I'm going to go the same score with you, Mona. You know what? I'm going to go 28-27. Harrison Butker kicks the game winner. Patriots at Bengals. Joe Burrow may be back this week. He's practiced all week.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I do not care. I think the Patriots defense gets after him, and if he's playing, he's probably going to get put back out. And they don't have Chase.
Nope.
So
he's suspended this game.
I'm taking the Patriots. I'm going to say 27-17 Patriots.
Yeah, I'm also going pay. What you're going to see, I think here you're going to have Christian Gonzalez following T. Higgins all over the place, and that's how I see that going. 24-17. 24-17 Pats. Staying in the 1 o'clock. Your Steelers at Chicago. Mona?
I am taking my Steelers.
Okay.
In a close one. 24-21.
24-21. I think that defense gets after Caleb Williams. I don't think he's seen anything quite like what y'all what y'all do.
I
thinking-
think Washington's going to be the guy on offense.
Yeah. And I could see this being now. Is Aaron Rodgers going to play? That's the question of the, and I don't give a damn because I think your defense. I don't think that Caleb Williams has seen anything like what y'all are going to do to him. 21 to 21-14 Steelers. Jets at Ravens, Mona.
Baltimore. In a blowout. I'm going to say 34-12.
I'm also, Tyrod Taylor. And look, the Ravens are getting healthier. 35 to 10. Ravens. Jags at Cards, Mona.
You said 35-10. I'm taking Jacksonville. 28-14.
I'm also taking the Jags. They're playing good ball. They're playing really good ball. Trevor might actually throw for a couple of touchdowns. 21 to 10 Jags. The Brownies at the Ravens. Shedeur Sanders first start. Mona?
Yeah. No video on him. Ravens defense.
And this is a game here where Myles Garrett, as much pressure as the Cowboys put on Geno last week, I could see Myles Garrett.
But you were also using that 5-2 scheme.
Well, it's pressure is pressure.
Yeah,
their offensive line is terrible.
They really don't have any other defense but Myles Garrett. So you stock up on the side where Myles Garrett's at, and you double and triple team him if you have to.
I'd be trying to run Genty in this game. That's what that would be. Do not drop Geno Smith back a whole bunch of times. But again, Genty's not doing nothing. He's getting hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I seen that a lot in Pittsburgh last 3-4 years. I'm going to take the Browns because there's no film out there for them to really study. Go back into college, but college really don't matter. I'm going to take the Browns in a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 21-12.
21-12. And I'm taking the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders. I think a rookie making his first start, and especially the way after they got the hell beat out of them last week. They got
the hell beat out by the Baltimore Ravens, which is a division rival. So
no, I'm talking about the Raiders.
Oh yeah,
the Raiders got the help. They're back home. I don't think that the Browns have anything for Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a problem. He's a problem. And I think Max Crosby gets after. I think he gets after the kid. They're going to be sending all kind of stunts at him.
And I think Sanders is a much better scrambling quarterback than
Geno.
No, the one at Gabriel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he is. Raiders 17-14, low scoring game. 17-14. Eagles at Cowboys, Mo.
I absolutely think the Cowboys can win this game because I'm not sold on the Eagles defense. I am not sold on the Eagles defense. And I think if the Cowboys run that 5-2 scheme and they put pressure on Jalen Hurts, I think that could be a problem. I really think that Williams would love to get some hits on Jalen Hurts. But I'm taking the Eagles for the win.
Okay.
And shit, I don't know. They beat you in Philly earlier on, didn't they?
First game of the season. And what hurt us in that game was Hurts taking off.
Yeah.
Saquon didn't do anything. He would break the pocket. And he would take off. And I think he had a couple of rushing touchdowns. But he only had like 100 yards passing. But he killed us with his feet. You got to look at who's back now. You got. I think this game you see Overshown spy him.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
You taking the Cowboys?
I got to switch it on my picks too. I switched it earlier today after I made that comment.
Yeah.
During your show.
Yeah.
And then I switched it back to the Eagles. But I think in Dallas, if the game was in Dallas, I don't know if they have an answer for the Pickens CD combo. I just don't know if they have an answer for that.
They got Quinyon. They got Quinyon. Quinyon will be on one of them. But,
yeah, but he'll be on both of them.
But whoever's the person that he's not on
is going to eat.
He's going to eat. Yes.
So I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm going to say 28 to 21. Last minute
field goal by Aubrey.
Last minute, no. Look, no, 28-21. Last minute touchdown to Pickens.
Okay. I'm going the same score with you. That's what I was going with there. This Cowboys team is not the team that they saw in week 1.
No.
They're missing Lane Johnson, their starting tackle. Their center's not playing as good. No Lane Johnson. The Cowboys have gotten reinforcements back. You got the kid Revel, their 3rd round pick, who played outstanding last week. You got Overshown. You got the linebacker that they just got from the Bengals, Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Osa. I think the Cowboys can. I think they can get, and they're going to make Jalen Hurts have to throw the ball down the field. This shit there where you just get to sit back and pat the ball and take, he's not going to be able to do that. 28-24. It'll still be a competitive game because it's a divisional game.
You doing 28-24?
28-21. I'm sorry. I'm going the same score with you.
And I don't want to pick, I don't even want to look at this game.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the Falcons no more. Every time I take them, they lose.
Yeah. Now no Drake London for the Falcons. He's out.
Yeah.
I think this is a B. John game. I think this is a B. John game. I think this is a 25 to 30 carry. And I got a name for you, Darnell Mooney. I think Darnell Mooney, he's gonna go up to that number 1.
Go down to New Orleans and play.
Yeah, in that loud ass dome.
As a division.
It's a divisional game. But I'm still go ahead.
I'm going to take the Falcons. I don't want to.
Well, every time I think I'm out, Mona, they keep pulling me back in.
Yeah. 24 to 10. Fucking
yeah, I don't trust. The Saints just released Brandon Cook too. They just let him walk. Now Chris Olave may have a good game. Divisional game.
10 points.
21-17 Falcons, and I'm being very generous. Bucks at Rams, Mona. No Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans.
I'm taking the Rams. Even if they had them guys, I would still take the Rams.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Rams. It's in LA too, so 31-18.
31-18 Rams. I'm also taking the Rams. They're just playing incredible ball. Incredible. They got all their weapons. Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford playing at an MVP level. Baker, the Bucks are gonna put up a fight. They're gonna be scrappy, but I just don't think. And then that Rams defense is just. I think they're gonna have Baker Mayfield. They're gonna be hitting him.
Yeah.
20. I'll say 30 to 20. 30 to 20 Rams. Ibuka, he's going to do some work too. And then finally, Monday Night Football, Panthers at 49ers. Mama.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Ooh. Wow.
I like what the Panthers are doing right now, and their defense is legit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Panthers 24, 49ers 21.
I'm taking the 49ers, although I do believe that I'm with you. I think the Panthers will put up a – Brock Purdy looked surgical last week. He was just carving them up. I think you're going to see a lot of catches from Kittle. A lot of catches from CMC coming out the backfield, Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall. I don't think that they can stop that. And even with all their injuries, I think it'll be a high-scoring game because 49ers have lost a lot of players on defense, but that offense is still humming. 30 to 28, 49ers. And Broncos, Chargers, Dolphins, Commanders.
All on the bye.
All on the bye. I think that's everything. Oh, and our Pick'ems. Let me see. My Alpha Chicks. Pick'ems. Okay. Pick'ems. Here's the top 10 here. Gary, 112 and 48. Eddie V. Hill, 112 and 52.
Gary's missed a lot of picks. Like 4 or 5 picks.
It comes back and
well, I mean, he's winning.
I'm saying though that's and to still be doing it like that. Tito 110 and 53. Autumn Amber 109 and 53. Dwayne Woodley 108-55. Michelle Romero 106 and 57. Ace 105 and 59. Vernon Washington 105 and 55. Brent Davis 105 and 58. And my lovely co-host 104 and 60.
Yep.
So there's keep making your picks. Keep making your picks. Some of these early games, overseas games, I think that was the last one this week, but Thursday night games. We got a Friday game, a Black Friday game.
Next week.
Next week. Yeah. Right. The day after Thanksgiving. Yeah. And then my Alpha Chick. Ooh. So we've already got the X over there indicates you've made the playoffs already. Okay. Right. Lily, 10 and 1. Angie, 9 and 2. Mika Toilette, 8 and 3. Sandy Anderson, 7 and 4. Autumn Amber, 7 and 4. And Ashley Richter, 5 and 6. So we got 3. There's only 3 spots left. There's 3 spots left. So 3 of y'all have already made it in with the opportunity to win a jersey. I love it. You lovely ladies. I appreciate y'all coming out, and we're gonna see who gets that jersey. Angie, she told me she goes, I'm getting that jersey, Marcus. She told me that. She goes, I don't care what they're doing. That's my jersey. I just don't have it yet. She said that to me because she's very humble, like me, very humble, very quiet, and shy. So, Mona, last words before we get out of here. I'm about to lose my damn voice. Mona, last words.
I've been drinking water and Sprite the whole show, but see, I've got a really bad head cold. I have went through like 3 boxes of Kleenex in a week. And so when I'm turning my camera off and my micro, because I'm blowing my nose. I didn't want to do it on live, so. Yeah. But that's why.
Well, you sound way better than you did last week. Last week
I thought I was dying because of that infection. So now I just have a really bad head cold. I had the surgery, and then I ended up with that stupid stomach virus. The same day the running to the bathroom started, and then the throwing up started, and then I was like, for 2 days, I felt miserable. I thought I was dying.
You got everything. Do you have everything ready for to make Thanksgiving? You got everything ready?
Everything ready. I got to go out and get my turkey, but I found out where my honeysuckle white turkeys are. I got to go all the way to Abingdon and get a damn turkey, but I'm going to Abingdon tomorrow and get the turkey.
Okay.
So, I got everything else, all the fixings, the deviled eggs, the green beans, and the candy jams, and the mini marshmallows, and the lemon meringue pies, and the chocolate pies, and the butterscotch pie, and a pineapple upside down cake. So yeah.
We may do our show next Saturday because next week on Friday, there's going to be the Friday night game. There's going to be a Friday night game.
I didn't even think about that.
The Black Friday game. We may do a show on Saturday. You cool with Saturday? Saturday?
It has to be at night though, because I'll have both girls at that point.
That's fine. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do I'll probably still do a coffee talk on Thursday morning before I'll do a coffee talk. I'll just do a little something before that. But
that means I can eat all day Friday and I'll be good. Because see, I don't eat hardly anything on Thanksgiving. I do all the cooking and baking the day before, and then all the cooking for Thursday. And the only thing I really sit down and eat is my stuffing. And I have to have the cranberry jelly. I don't like the cranberries. I like cranberry jelly with my stuffing. Okay. And I'll probably eat a couple of deviled eggs.
I love deviled eggs. Make sure y'all get your Alphabets Football Show merch. 27 short sleeve t-shirts, 37 long sleeve t-shirts, 52 hoodies. Make sure you're doing your picks. Make your arrangements. Alphabets Football Show.
Yep.
Rise Up Family Meet and Greet. April the 23rd through the 25th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm going to try to see if I can't be in Pittsburgh and Albuquerque at the same time. Mona knows that story. But
good luck
make sure you make your arrangements for it. I'll be there. Mona will be there. Dre will be there. Devontae
I'll be there. What, 22nd through?
Yeah, you'll be there a couple of days earlier.
Just one day. I'm just going one day before.
Okay. So Tuesday or Wednesday?
I'm
Tuesday. Tuesday.
No, the draft starts on Thursday.
Okay,
Thursday,
so Wednesday.
Friday, Saturday, right?
Yes. So you'll be there Wednesday.
I'll be there Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. I'm not getting there till Thursday morning.
And I told you ain't got to worry about a car and nothing. I'll pick you up at the airport.
You gonna come 2 hours early for me?
I will be there 2 hours.
Are you gonna stop there?
Flight arriving. Yes, I will. You may have to drive back to the hotel because I may find the bar. Not gonna lie.
Just like I did. Just like I did coming to pick you up. I sat at the bar. We had some drink. Yeah. So make sure y'all make y'all's arrange for it. I would love to see everybody there for that. We'll be back. We're going to do the show on Saturday next week. I will do coffee talk Monday through Thursday. I'll do a coffee talk on Thanksgiving morning. I'll just pop my head in there for a minute. Make sure y'all
you may want to do one Friday morning since we're not going to do the show on Saturday if you can. Just long enough to give our scores for the Friday night. We could do that on Thursday though. I'll make sure you have both my scores for Thursday.
You know what I do. You'll probably be cooking. Just give me your scores and I'll read out your scores like I do every Thursday. Okay. I know you're going to be.
I'll tell you while I'm cooking.
Yeah, you'll be. Yeah. So I know you'll be cooking up a storm over there, eating up
Yeah.
all the damn deviled eggs. But we appreciate y'all. Make sure you're subscribed to the our YouTube channel, and make sure to follow us on Marcus the Alphabets. It's me, but it's me and Mona. We're reels and stuff like that. Dwayne Woodley will probably chop up some of this and put it up and share the reels. I should have like hundreds of views on there. There's some really good stuff. Really good stuff. Make sure y'all look at the one that I did for the cop who pushed those college kids. Y'all need to watch that piece. Did you see that piece, Mona? That
I did.
punk-ass cop, I'll leave that alone because that could be a whole nother show. But we appreciate y'all. Everybody have a great night. This will be our last show before Thanksgiving.
So happy Thanksgiving to you and
Happy
yours.
early Thanksgiving. If you're on the roads, please be safe. I know some of y'all are doing traveling and all of that stuff. The government shutdown's over, so you're not going to be stuck at a airport for 5 hours. But just be careful on your journeys, okay? And we'll see y'all next time. All right. Have a good one. See ya.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Rod? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry? I'm ready. Want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cat. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. I've been on the come up, counting money till my thumbs hurt. No Birdman, bitch, but I'm a stunner. Just watch how you run up. I keep a couple gunners. I've been grinding all winter just to flex all over summer shit. Wrist cold when I fall through. Rose gold in my arm, boo. In and out of my city, but come whenever I call you. Who gon' love me more than when I'm stacking out on tour? Them hoes that made it past security, they knocking on my door. You gon' be there when they gone. Show my love by getting more. Hustle so you ain't alone. You won't leave me, that's for sure. I'm talking Benjis, Franklin's, all these hundos on my floor. I just broke a couple bands, believe me, I've been going hard. I'm tipping bottle after bottle, swerving model after model. Who won't cash? That's the motto. Spend it like I hit the lotto. Yeah, I'm loving my life. I know that I ain't shit without you. Actions speak louder than words. They broke cause they just talk about you, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, give respect. Mama out of debt, got a new connect. We the best, homie, run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house. You mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy. Fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow. Bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the set, bitch, I'm blessed, sippin' XO. For the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You when I'm in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I be back, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy.